Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the special council meeting of the City of Kalgoorlie-Boulder. I officially declare the meeting open at 6 p.m. And before we begin, I'd like to, on behalf of the City of Kalgoorlie-Boulder, begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the lands on which we meet today and pay my respects for elders both past and present. We'll move straight into the agenda tonight. So item 2 is the disclaimer reading, and while we aren't joined by anyone in the room tonight, we may be joined online. So I will still read this disclaimer reading out. And that is, please note that this meeting is being recorded and streamed live on the Council's website in accordance with the City's public participation in Council meetings policy, which can be viewed on the Council's website. All reasonable care is taken to maintain your privacy. However, as a visitor in the public gallery or online, your presence may be recorded. By remaining in the public gallery, it is assumed your consent is given if your image is broadcasted. The recommendations contained in this agenda are officers' recommendations only and should not be acted upon until Council has resolved to adopt those recommendations. The resolutions of Council should be confirmed by pursuing the minutes of the Council meeting at which these recommendations were considered. Members of the public should also note that they act on their own risk if they enact any resolution prior to receiving official written notification of Council's decision. Item 3 is a record of attendance, and tonight in the room I am joined by Councillor Bodica, Councillor Della, Councillor O'Donnell, Councillor House and Councillor Vanessa Walker-Dunstan. We're also joined by members of staff in the Acting CEO, our Director of City and Community, our Director of Corporate and Commercial, our Director of Engineering, our Manager of Marketing, our Coordinator of Governance, our Governance Officer and our Systems Administrator. We have no members of a press and no visitors in the gallery at this point in time. Councillors, we do have 2 councillors and the Mayor on the line at the moment, which is requested to join by phone as they're currently representing the City in Canberra. Can I please have a resolution to allow Councillor Johnson, Councillor Viskovich and Mayor Wilson to partake in the meeting by phone? Moved by Councillor Della, seconded by Councillor Walker-Dunstan. Councillor Della, any comments? Nil. Councillor Walker-Dunstan? No comments from any councillor. We'll go to a vote. All those in favour? Passed 5-0. Mr. Mayor, Councillor Viskovich and Councillor Johnson, I believe you're in the same room, is that correct?
Correct, and good evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Can I just confirm the address where the 3 of you are meeting from?
It is 8 National Circle, Barton, ACT.
Wonderful, thank you very much. With that, we'll move through to apologies. There are no apologies from elected members, but we do have 2 apologies from members of staff, and that is from our Director of Governance and Organisational Strategy in Director Liston and our Director of Advocacy and Strategy in Director Hicks. There are nil leave of absence previously approved, and there are no other leave of absence recorded. There is nil public access and nil public question time. Moving on to item 5, we also have nil petitions, deputations or presentations. Item 6, notations of interest. There is also nil recorded at this point, but I will check with councillors. Are there any interests affecting impartiality? Nil. Any interests affecting financial and any with proximity? I'd imagine not, given there's 1 item on the agenda. Councillor House, microphone.
Silly question. This is my first run. I'm a ratepayer. Do I declare an interest?
Thank you, Councillor House. No, but I will pass over to the CEO to confirm.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Mayor. So where matters affect the majority of the community, it's classed as an interest in common. So that the Local Government Act allows elected members to participate in such matters as setting the budget and also setting elected members' fees, etc.
Thank you, Mr CEO. Item 7 is applications for leaves of absence. There is no. 7.2, there is a procedural motion to suspend section 9.1 of the Standing Orders Local Law 2013. And there is a recommended procedural motion that section 9.1 of the Standing Orders Local Law 2013, which requires members of council to rise to speak, be suspended. Do we have a mover? Councillor Della, seconded by Councillor Bodicar. No opposition. We'll say that's on the phone. No opposition.
Councillor Johnson, no.
No.
Thank you very much, councillors. That is passed in favour, 9-0. Urgent business approved by the person presiding or by decision, there is nil. We'll now move on to item 9, the reports of officers, and 9.1.1, the 2026-2027 differential rate submission. Councillor Bodicar.
I'd like to move a procedural motion.
Thank you, Councillor Bodicar. What procedural motion are you looking to move tonight?
11.1b. 9.11.
Councillor Bodicar is looking to move tonight a procedural motion for 11.1b that the question be adjourned. Is there a seconder for this procedural motion? Councillor Walker-Dunstan. Councillors, as this is a procedural motion, only the mover can speak on this before it goes to debate. Councillor Bodicar, would you like to speak to this?
I'd like to move a procedural motion to have this matter adjourned pending further information review of all the submissions received, because I've never seen 42 submissions received from ratepayers in my time on council, for all elected members to be able to take into account the opinions of those ratepayers who will be affected by the rate rise in this new financial year.
Thank you, Councillor Bodicar. There is a procedural motion in front of you, councillors. We will now move directly to the vote. All those councillors in favour of the procedural motion moved by Councillor Bodicar, please raise your hand. Online, are there any, on the phone, are there any councillors voting for?
No.
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 Thank you, councillors. Within the room, we have Councillor Bodicar, Councillor Della, Councillor Donald, Councillor House, Councillor Walker-Dunstan, and the Deputy Mayor, which has voted for. Online, we have, on the phone, we have Councillor Johnson and Councillor Viskovich, as well as the Mayor, which had voted against. As a result, the item is carried 6-3, and the item will be adjourned. Mr. CEO, what is the process involving this moving forward then?
Thank you, through you, Mr Deputy Mayor. Normally, other standing orders that I've seen, if there's an adjournment, there's actually a time for the adjournment and a reason, well, sorry, we have the reason, so a time to adjourn to when, because we do have some, I guess, some critical timeframes we're trying to meet with putting a full compiled budget in front of elected members to then have elected members to have enough time to then consider the budget before they're asked to adopt it. Currently, we had the special council meeting set for the 2nd of July, which is next Thursday. So I guess if there was any, I know that the motion has been moved, but it'd be good to get some clarity around how much extra time, additional time electoral members believe they need.
Thank you, Mr. CEO. Councillor Bodicar, as the mover of the motion, and I know it has been accepted, just clarification on timeframe. Was there a proposed timeframe you were
Do you
considering?
need me to speak to it, or are you not happy for me to speak to it?
Don't need to speak. Is there a proposed timeframe that you were looking
I
at?
think the 2nd of July would be great. I think that would give us a lot more time to be able to look through all of those submissions, or adjourn it to the next full council meeting. How would that?
Mr. CEO, the 2nd of July is when the budget is due to be presented in full, is that correct?
Yes, through you, Mr Deputy Mayor. At an administration level, we've tried to work backwards from that date, given that we lose some key staff at that time. And if the decision of council is not made to make a decision on the differential rates, then we can't complete the construction of the budget. So part of this process and the workshops that we've had with elected members, all the information we've provided was to try to work back from the 2nd of July without having any further interruptions in the delivery of information to elected members and the decision making to enable us to continue. Pushing it out to the ordinary meeting in July would take us to the 20th, I think it is, 20th of July. which is then
Thank you, Mr. CEO. Given that the request that has come through from council in regards to this is relating to more time to consider the application that was submitted, would it be possible to have another special call potentially as early as Friday to have this matter resolved?
So, to be clear, the information that we've provided to elected members, we believe is comprehensive in the assessment of the submission made. So, to understand what else elected members need other than what's been provided, short answer to your question is yes, we could look at a special council meeting on Friday. I would only, in terms of supporting staff, would suggest that would be during business hours and not at 6 p.m. on a Friday night.
Councillor O'Donnell, question. Sorry, Councillor O'Donnell, just microphone.
Yes, if you don't agree to the Friday, I would recommend Monday. When we're already going to a round table, we can either have the round table, then the meeting, or we have the meeting and arrange for the round table. And can I make a comment? No, okay.
Unfortunately not, Councillor O'Donnell. Thanks, Councillor Boddicker. The suggestion from Councillor Boddicker was to make the meeting for a Monday during the day. Mr. CEO, obviously this is a little bit uncharted territory for myself when it comes to discussing this. Could this be something that's taken out of session to work out the exact time, councillors, or is it better to have something tonight?
From an administration perspective, it'd be much clearer to understand what we need to work to. Can I recommend maybe 4 p.m. on the Monday afternoon, and that way then elected members are here to continue with the round table with the local member? Would that work for everyone at 4 p.m. Monday?
Question, Councillor Boddicker.
So if we have it at 4 p.m. on the 29th of June, that will give us more than enough time to make the date for when you're needing to have the budget voted in. Is that correct?
Thank you,
Just
Councillor
clarifying
Boddicker.
that.
Mr. CEO.
For you, Mr. Deputy Mayor. So we've set the special council meeting for Thursday the 2nd. To be honest, we are still working towards the figures that would be calculated out of the resolution or recommendation tonight. So that's the revenue stream that we've allocated into the budget at the moment. If council was not to accept the officer's recommendation and look to something different, then we'd have to work out how those changes would materialise in the budget. So we would administratively continue to work in the construction of the composite budget with the figures as included at the moment, but obviously that's going to rely on a decision on the Monday, and then if there are changes from the recommendation to then make the necessary changes in the budget to still reach a position that's going to be acceptable, hopefully acceptable to elected members to approve on the Thursday.
Thank you, Mr. CEO. I think based on that, councillors, Monday the 29th of June at 4 p.m. is currently being slated in. I am aware that we do have 3 councillors which are currently away online, so it'd be important that we do communicate that through and get some feedback from them. But at this point in time, let's work to that date, and we'll go from there to ensure that this is considered. To encourage councillors that if there is any more information that they are chasing in regards to these, to please reach out to the CEO to ensure that the information is done so that a resolution can be reached, hopefully during that point in time. With that, we'll move on to item 10, which is confidential items. There are no confidential items for tonight. And with that, we'll move to item 11, which is the closure of the meeting. And I declare the meeting closed tonight at 6:03 p.m. and thank everyone in attendance, staff and online. And we'll see everyone again on the 29th. Thank you.